Today being the 5th of June of 2025, a lot of groundbreaking events has played out in the country of Finland together with the country or the movement of the USB. And in this video, we shall be covering and discussing every single thing that has happened in the USB movement, yes. And in this video update, we shall be discussing and critically analyzing every single thing that has happened in the USB. First thing first, today being the 5th of June of 2025, there was no court hearing and there was no trial on the case of Mr. Simon, yes. So tomorrow being the 6th of June of 2025, the trial of Mr. Simon will continue in essence. But then, even without the trial in the Pajahami District Court, a lot of interesting event has unfolded because as we speak, Mr. Simon probably has done something that will surprise and definitely shake the whole wide world. So the question here is, what has Mr. Simon pulled off from Kilamakoski Correctional Center? Well, just in case you don't know, on the 3rd of June of 2025, we received a publication coming from the Daily Post that made a very, very interesting and at the same time, a rather very, very surprising update. So the question here is, what is this update coming from the Daily Post? Well, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen where it states, Simon sues Ngozi Orabueze in Washington over the IPOB members database. And just in case you don't understand what is currently going on here, Simon, who happens to be the Prime Minister of the USB movement, has sued his deputy Prime Minister in the person of Ngozi Orabueze. So the question here is, why did Simon sue a member of his cabinet? Well, for a better understanding and for an illustrative clarity, take a look at this publication coming from the People's Gazette, also known as PG. It states, Simon sues Ngozi Orabueze in Washington, D.C., claim she stole database of the IPOB members across Europe and USA. The People's Gazette also claimed that Ngozi Orabueze used the database of the IPOB for her own malicious purposes, yes. So they're claiming that Ngozi Orabueze stole the database of the IPOB, database which contains addresses, phone numbers, email address, and account details attached to individuals of the IPOB. They claim that she's using this database and this user data for her own malicious purposes. So now, what's the nature of the lawsuit? Because as claimed by Daily Post and the People's Gazette, they claim that Mr. Simon has filed a lawsuit against Ngozi Orabueze. So the question here is, what's the nature of this lawsuit? We'll take a look at this publication or article coming from a reliable source in Finland. It states, Simon alleges that Orabueze engaged in misconduct by taking control of the database, which is crucial for the operations of the IPOB movement. He is seeking financial penalties and coverage for attorney's fees and other costs incurred during the legal proceedings. Context: this legal action highlights ongoing tensions within the IPOB leadership, particularly regarding the management and direction of the movement. On the other hand, Ngozi Orabueze, a couple of days back, came out to make a very, very interesting statement. She posted a statement or an article on our official Twitter or X page to give more clarity and to give more light about this ongoing case between herself and Mr. Simon. Take a look at this publication coming from the DPM, Ngozi Orabueze, where she stated that the Nigerian government and their agents in the BRGI are restless, using the name of our Prime Minister to promote their evil agenda. They have failed woefully. The USB government will show Armand Dabiri, Elias, and Oge Nkere that we are made of Steiner stuff. This exposes those fighting the actualization of the sovereign state of the USB and our Prime Minister in the person of Simon. Dear USB citizens, be not moved. The battle is won. She also went a step further to highlight or to pinpoint the publication on news coming from the Daily Post, Nigeria. Yes, when you look at this publication critically, you'll notice that Ngozi Orabueze made mention of some names. She called out Armand Dabiri, she called out Elias and Oge Nkere. And just in case you don't know who Armand Dabiri is, he happens to be the lawyer appointed by Simon to represent the USB in international frontals. And now, the DPM, Ngozi Orabueze, claims that Armand Dabiri is currently working with the Nigerian government. Wow, this is a very, very strong claims and allegations coming from this lady. Anyways, moving on swiftly, we also have a massive and a very, very surprising news of the USB that will definitely surprise the whole wide world. As we speak, the constitution of the USB, that is to say, the Constitution book of the USB is now available for purchase, and this book is now available on Amazon, a US-owned e-commerce website. Yes, just in case you don't believe me, showing right now on your screen. It's a screenshot coming from Amazon.com, where we can clearly see that the Constitution of the USB is now available for purchase, and this is a great feat. This simply shows that the USA are gradually, step by step, accepting and implementing materials and institutions of the USB movement. Yes. At the same time, Ngozi Arabueze came out to make a statement regarding the availability of the USB Constitution on Amazon. Showing right now on your screen is a statement where she claimed that breaking, yes, the official constitution of the USB is on Amazon. The world has recognized the constitution of the USB as a sovereign state headed by Prime Minister Simon and the leader Kanu. Click on the link and obtain your copies and study it as the USB citizen starts going home to build one of the best countries in the world based on the contents of this constitution. This is a massive one, and this is a breaking news coming out from the movement. And that is not even all. The moment Amazon recognized the USB constitution and adopted it into their website, something interesting was playing on or happened behind the scenes. Take a look and pay attention to this video showing right now on your screen. From the very first glance, you would think this is just a construction project that has been completed and needed some form of inauguration. But no, this particular video and building showing right now on your screen happens to be the official embassy of the USB movement. Yes, this is a newly inaugurated embassy for the USB, which was approved by the US government. Well, just in case you don't believe me, take a look at this tweet coming from the official government page, where it states, official grand opening and cutting of ribbon of the USB Embassy, Washington, D.C. by the Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi Arabueze, her Chief Foreign Advisor Honorable Ada Eze, and other Biafran officials and delegates. So as you can see, as of the 1st of June of 2025, the USB now have an official and inaugurated embassy domiciled in Washington, D.C. And interestingly, this embassy is located a couple of minutes drive away from the White House. This is a massive one, and this is a fundamental feat that has been achieved by the officers and officials of the USB movement. Well, let's take a look at our last news for this video briefing. We all know that the court did not sit today being the 5th of June of 2025. There was no court hearing for Simon's case. But then, something interesting has happened, even though there was no court trial or hearing. Some group of lawyers came out to make a full clarity regarding Simon's trial in the Paijahami District Court. Yes, just in case you don't know, if by peradventure Simon is found guilty of the charges leveled on him, he is going to serve at least 6 years imprisonment. Yes, just in case you don't understand, 6 years is the time frame or the sentencing that will be leveled on Simon if he is found guilty. But then some group of lawyers came out to give full clarity yesterday, and they were like, see, even though Simon is pleading guilty, yes, even though he's pleading guilty to all of the charges leveled on him, if he's found guilty by peradventure, he's going to serve 6 years and 6 years only. Well, for better clarity, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen. It states, in Finland, if a suspect pleads not guilty in court, but is ultimately found guilty, the sentencing process follows specific guidelines. Here's what typically happens. 1. Sentencing guidelines. The court will determine the sentence based on the severity of the crime, regardless of the plea. Finnish law does not automatically increase the sentence for a defendant who pleads not guilty. Hope this is actually clear and straight to the point. So he's saying in essence that Simon will serve only 6 years if he's found guilty or if he's sentenced by the courts of law, and nothing more. And interestingly, tomorrow being the 6th of June of 2025, some officers from the NPI has prepared a series of documents, about 4 piles of documents that will be unleashed or used against Simon in the court of law. Tomorrow's court hearing is going to be one of the biggest and one of the most strangest that we'll ever see or heard before. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because by tomorrow 8 p.m. we'll be dropping every single detail that happened in the Pajahami District Court. Anyways, moving on swiftly, just in case you missed our video yesterday, Mr. Simon in the court of law fought with a police officer. Yes, Mr. Simon got really angry and unleashed his emotions on a police officer, and it wasn't funny in any way, shape or form. Just in case you've missed that video, just in case you haven't seen that video, we have that particular video coverage showing right now on your screen. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this particular video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.
Breaking news: Nigeria government losing ground against Mazi Simon Èkpá in Finland as they adopt a new tactics to destroy his image. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 5th of June 2025, and I have a very important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want everyone to pay very close attention to this very news, because this very video that you are going to see right now is very, very important, because we have to use their idiocy to debunk them and expose them at the same time. Today in the afternoon, I saw this very video. I cannot say making round the social media platforms because the video has not gone anywhere. As a matter of fact, after 9 hours, they have managed to gather only but 1,000 views. So, but it is very, very imperative for me to play this very video in order to expose their evil and their stupidity in the name of journalism, or should I say broadcasting, to show the entire world and Finnish authority what the zoo is made up of. How the zoo is using their so-called national television to lie against an innocent person. Not only that, somebody who is standing trial, whose case is in the court at the moment, they are here in the zoo, Nigeria, lying against the man all the way in Finland. So I want the Finnish authority to see this very video. I have made a similar video to this in a couple of minutes ago, but it's very, very important that I do this one because they are separate from different media platforms in the zoo. Now, having noticed that all their evil plot against Mazi Simon Èkpá has failed, having noticed that it is impossible for them to extradite him to the zoo in order to do the same thing they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to him, having openly confessed through their Attorney General of the Federation that they have no capacity to extradite Mazi Simon Èkpá after they have already tried and failed, they have resorted into using media blackmail to destroy Mazi Simon Èkpá's image. That is what they are currently doing right now. So without further ado, I want everybody to pay attention and watch this very video. Listen to what the idiots are saying in the studio of TVC. TVC is owned by Tinubu. Tinubu is the owner of TVC television. And this is what the so-called TV has become. So without further ado, let us watch and listen to what they have to say. Pay attention, my people. Twist that
has left many Nigerians both amused and outraged. Separatist agitator Simon Èkpá told a Finnish court that he is not a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He's just a content creator. Èkpá, who has been at the center of countless online videos calling for sit-at-home protests and threatening violence across Nigeria's southeast, is now claiming all that he was doing was content and it was simply for leisure. According to media reports, his legal team in Finland is arguing that the videos he published were not real-world directives, but online content purely meant for entertainment. Now, this is coming as Finnish prosecutors push for a 6-year jail term, accusing Simon Èkpá of public incitement to commit crimes.
Did you hear her? She said that the Finnish prosecutor is asking for 6 years jail term. How could this woman standing on camera in Nigeria, probably Lagos or Abuja, I don't know where their headquarters is, I think it's in Lagos, how could you stand in front of camera and lie that the Finnish prosecutor is advocating for 6-year jail term. They just started the case a couple of days ago on the May 30th. How could you, oh my God, I'm trying to imagine how these people can lie. A case that just started on the 30th of May, they have only gone to court once. The zoo, or should I say the Finnish so-called prosecutor, the Finnish prosecutor just read his case to the judge. They have not presented any evidence to prove that the allegations are, correct. They haven't done anything. This is just a case that just begun just a couple of days ago, and they have attended court once, waiting to attend the second one. So how do you expect the prosecutor to come out and start telling you he's going to be jailed for six years, or I want him to be jailed for 6 years? I don't know. Where did you get your own information from? TVC, or should I say the entire Nigerian news platform? Where did you get your news from? Do you know what, my people? These people unashamedly got their information from X, from individual accounts on X. On X, those who do not want Simon Ekpa to succeed, mainly the DOS members and supporters and some, northerners, the Fulani paid agents on the social media. They went to X and took some comment from people, and they are propagating it everywhere because this is what the government asked them to do. Paid agents everywhere. Imagine this news was made just 9 hours ago. Look at it here. This news was made 9 hours ago. Today, 5th of June 2025, 9 hours ago. And this is the first one they made. This one was 20 minutes. They sent someone because they are fighting, they are trying to, to make it go viral. And I'm helping them now. Yes, I'm helping them to make it go viral in order to expose their idiocy, their criminality, and their evil agenda. This one, they cut this one. This one was 20 minutes. And this one that I'm using is 10 minutes. They are just posting it in order to make sure that it goes viral, but it's not going anywhere. Because even this one has only 1,000 and this one has 1,000. If you combine both of them, they have only 2,000 views so far after 9 hours. You can see this one here. Look at it. Follow the mouse. You see? This is a big problem for Nigeria, and that is the reason why the masses are suffering, because they don't want the masses, the citizens, to know what is going on. They use fake news to destroy the citizens, to destroy the lives and livelihood of citizens. Fake news everywhere. That is what they want, and they are getting it. But we say that in Biafra, this kind of thing cannot thrive. This kind of lifestyle, this kind of propaganda, this kind of fake news can never ever try in the Biafra nation. That's why people like us are here. Now, let us listen to the idiot.
Terrorist intent and participating in a terrorist group. Now, IPOB has since distanced themselves from him, and its leadership says that Èkpá no longer has ties to their organization and that his actions have caused more harm than good. As
you see, if I want to analyze her, she said that IPOB has distanced itself or themselves from Èkpá's activities. And to her, Mazi Simon Ekpa is a criminal. To her and to the zoo government, Mazi Simon Ekpa is a criminal. That's what they think, or that's what they believe. So, if IPOB has distanced itself from Mazi Simon Ekpa, and you believe that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a bad person, and IPOB is a saint, so why are you still holding the leader of IPOB, the leader of the organization that you are currently telling the world that it is a saint, the organization is a saint, but Simon Ekpa is a bad person? Why are you still holding the leader of that organization? Why can't you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, since IPOB is a good organization but Simon Ekpa is a bad person, because IPOB has distanced itself from Mazi Simon Ekpa? So why, and you are here telling us, you are not even ashamed that you are singing it like a song, that IPOB has distanced itself from Mazi Simon Ekpa, yet you are still holding the leader of IPOB. Are you not ashamed? The zoo government should be ashamed for paying these illiterate people like, you think it's all about speaking English on the camera and then that makes you educated, or that makes you wise, that makes you knowledgeable? You know nothing. You know nothing about journalism. The only thing you know is how to lie. As long as money keeps coming, you keep on lying. Once money keeps hitting your bank account, you must keep lying to the public. You don't care the harm that your lies and deceit is causing to the public, to the masses. You don't care about it. As long as money keeps coming into your bank account, you are okay. That is Nigeria for everyone. Let us pay attention, my people.
This trial unfolds, the court's final decision will of course set a precedent on how international jurisdictions handle politically charged content in the digital age. What is interesting to me is to see that there are real life consequences for digital character, if you ask me. I think this is, I don't know if this is cunning or if this is a convenient defense on his part, but his actions and his incitement did have real world consequences and were very inflammatory. Let's take a look at social media.
Social media.
At Afam says, just finished listening to Simon Èkpá's court proceedings and I'm honestly in disbelief. During cross-examination, he completely distanced himself from IPOB, claiming he's merely a content creator. According to him, everything he's done was simply acting, nothing more. That doesn't sound like a very courageous leader to me. We'll take one more tweet.
You see, now I want you to look at this place. This very tweet was made on the 4th of June, 2025. Just yesterday. Today is 5th. You understand? But this very propaganda was carried in November 2024 by Arise News and other media platforms in the zoo. Today, they resurrected that very propaganda and deceit, and platforms like TVC and others are carrying it. Today, in 2025, the propaganda that they use, which did not fly in 2024, they are bringing it in 2025 to try their luck again to see if it's going to fly. So all your evidences and everything you are doing here is all about, social media nonsense. Mwokoko.
At Nedre says, this is not only insulting, it's cowardice at the highest level. People have died, schools shut down, businesses collapsed, and entire communities lived in fear, all based on the commands of a man now pretending it was all for entertainment. Team, this is very, very...
Now I want to show you their headline. Look at here. Look at what is written here. Simon Èkpá denies IPOB ties. Finnish court push for 6-year jail term. I don't know if Finnish authority is paying attention to this. Look at the lies from the national television in Nigeria, which says Finnish court push for 6-year jail term. Finnish court is no longer the prosecutor. Finnish court, they now say that a court of competent jurisdiction in Finland is pushing for Mazi Simon Èkpá to get 6-year jail term. So meaning that the judge, because when they say court, they're talking about the judge. So they say that judge, Finnish judge, the person who is handling Mazi Simon Èkpá's case in Paget Hamed Court, is pushing for 6-year jail term. That is what Nigerian news is saying. So Finland need to know and answer us if this is true or not, which I know is a lie from pit of hell. Unbelievable. I've never seen a people like this in my whole life. Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria.
Simon Èkpá, I've seen some of his videos, very inciting videos, and you call that content creation? Maybe you should go to school again to find out what the meaning of content creation is all about, because to me, those things he did is not content creation, it's inciting a society.
I mean, a number of businesses were destroyed as a result of his statement. A number of people lost their lives as a result of his statement.
Can you go and prove it, madam? Can you tell your government to buy you flight ticket and Finland visa so that you go and prove it and stop lying and talking nonsense like a mad woman on the media? Can you tell your Tinubu your owner to buy you ticket so you carry all your evidences to Finland so that you prove it in person? not talking trash on social media. You think that when you speak like that, they will not say, okay, Nigerian media said he did this, he did that. People are unalive by his orders. Therefore, we're going to give you 6 days jail. Shame on all of you. Look at the way they are. Look at their faces. Fools, look at their faces. You think when you speak like that, the Finland will not say, okay, bam, 6 years. Can you go and prove it with all your evidences? Go there. We want you there, so that you present your evidences to Finland in person, not talking trash on social media.
People could not go out of their houses, so businesses were lost. Billions of naira lost as a result of his kind of entertainment. What are we saying? What is entertainment? In fact, those that are defending him, where is your conscience? That's my concern. People have lost their life as a result of your kind of entertainment and your kind of content creation. And
you see your level of education and your level of knowledge. You are speaking based on information you got on social media, on X for that matter. Not the information on ground, not the reality from the court, not the reality from the attorneys representing him, not even the reality from the opposition, which is the prosecution counsel. You are speaking based on propaganda on social media. Shame on you. And you are feeding this fake information to the citizens in the name of journalism. You people are disgusting. You people are irritating. Honestly speaking, I never knew that you people could be so idiotic like this on the media. I used to know that you people are brand envelope journalists, but I never knew it's up to this level. The same thing they said against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu denied being a freedom fighter, and he said now he's a content creator. In 2021, they said that same thing. The same tactics, the same rhetorics, the same lies, the same deceit, the same kind of propaganda is what they are carrying against Simon Ekpa in 2025. You people know the tire. Oh, I know the tire. We want to go. We don't want to be with you. Is it by force? Is it by force? Marriage is when has marriage become by force? Okay, all these idiots talking nonsense on TVC television, they are there. Lakorawa has taken over the entire Kwara State. Especially they are dealing with the Yoruba communities in Kwara State as I'm speaking to you right now. They are not talking about it. You are here today. As I'm talking to you now, 6 persons have been unalive today in Kwara State by Lakorawa terrorists and 3 police. 6 individuals and 3 police, making it 9 people that were unalived in Kwara State today by Lakurawa terrorist organization run by the Fulani. You are there talking nonsense about Mazi Simon Ekpa, carrying propaganda. You are not even reporting about what is happening in your own land, in Yoruba land. Shame on all of you.
You stay in your house, dancing in your videos, inciting people, and you have the guts to say it is entertainment? How? I recall that this man in prison had actually said that he has no connection with Simon Ekpa. He mentioned it several times in court.
You see? Ichoko, this man in the prison, she's talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She said she recalled that this man in prison, then this idiot man corrected her, reminded her who she's talking about, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She said that she recalled that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this man in the prison, said that he has no ties with Simon Ekpa. When did that happen? When did that happen? Hey, nah. In fact, Biafran people, I think I'm going to use this very video during my live broadcast, because I will have to go live to analyze this properly. Not this very evening because I've got other engagements, but between tomorrow and next, I will have to do something with this video to play it, because all the other ones they spoke, and I have to analyze their idiocy and their so-called analysis properly. Go to Oniru. Thank you, my people. And make it go viral.
You know, the good thing about this Simon Ekpa's court case, this is international court hearing. The good thing about it is the fact that Simon Ekpa is actually gaining momentum. He's gaining momentum, and he's becoming more popular. to the world. And I think this is the biggest problem for the zoo government if they don't know. It is a big problem to them. Why do I say so? Meanwhile, welcome to this YouTube channel. This is Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube channel where you get updated news and information on everything trending and happening in Biafran territory. Now, you listen to the analysis concerning the whole new, rejuvenated or awakening of Simon Èkpá Njoko. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Èkpá told them that you will talk about Biafra whether you like it or not, the zoo government didn't understand that statement. Fast forward to how many years later, they are beginning to talk about Biafra internationally. In fact, in one of the broadcasts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in his prophecy, he said they will talk about Biafra internationally. It is already happening. Simon Èkpá brought the international scene to Biafra to the extent that in a court, international setting, they are talking about Biafra, whether for good or for bad. More awareness is being created. More awareness on the genocidal attack. More awareness on the Èkpáins in Biafran land. More awareness on the WAR. If you do not believe it, go to some part of Imo State and Anambra State, then you will agree with me that there is a huge WAR war happening in Biafran land. People still think that these things are joke. People still think that we are joking here. No, we ain't. The reality is that these things are being done and being said, and it is even for the benefit of Biafra, because the more that international scene talk about it, the more internationally they pick up the interest. And when the interest begin to come, they will force the zoo government to conduct a referendum. But the reality is that what is ongoing on the case of Mazi Simon Èkpá Njoko internationally is something that is good for Biafran. Now, there is a controversy currently on whether the Prime Minister is having a secret trial in Finland. And honestly, we are confused about this. Is the Prime Minister really having a secret trial in Finland? That is the question, and everybody is currently confused about the state of the Prime Minister and a secret trial in Finland. But meanwhile, let us leave it here, because the next video on today's court proceeding, if truly there is, will be coming up shortly, and we will try as much as possible to bring it up here. So stay tuned and continue to share this video so that Biafrans will know what is happening in Biafran territory. Thank you once again for joining us on this wonderful YouTube channel, and make sure you share this video and make it go viral.